I thought you already were. Oh, here we go. Here's the Daily News.
Okay.
Oh no, this isn't the right one. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah.
The Post.
Now we know EMZ lies.
Everybody lies.
EMZ.
Oh, that's such a spin. That's the official tagline of EMZ. Everybody lies.
EMZ. I like that.
Who has never told a white lie in their life?
Oh wow, this is Spin City. Spin City.
Oh.
Watch
out, Harvey Levin.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
A 14-year-old. This is the Post, but it'll have to do.
Mm-hmm.
A 14-year-old girl was slapped, punched, kicked, and even shocked with a stun gun by a group of 5 other girls after a basketball game around 7 p.m. Sunday on East 125th Street near Madison Avenue. Dang, so
this may not be the same incident. This may not be the same incident.
Yeah, well, this was from Monday. The article is from Monday, though, and the headline is NYPD cops don't lift a finger as teen is beaten in broad daylight.
Yeah, that is the same thing. Yeah.
So
that's it.
Not too far from me then, from where I live.
Okay, yeah.
So that's right by you, Em.
Yeah, not too. I mean, like not right next to me, but pretty close to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's quite a different description of what happened.
Because it happened like down the block from. Something similar happened down the block from me like a couple months ago, I guess, where it was whenever all the fireworks were going off endlessly, so probably like a couple months ago. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. That there were a bunch of people having like a random ass like block party in the street. And and the cops tried to break it up because, COVID. And people started throwing bottles. People started throwing bottles at the cops and ostensibly pretending they were the Beastie Boys and fighting for their right to party.
Okay.
Which, this whole thing is such like a Charlie Foxtrot. Let's leave it at there because I'm trying to watch my language.
Charlie Foxtrot, eh?
Because even like social distancing is being enforced in like in a racist way, I feel.
Well, yeah, that's definitely the story there.
And it's supposed to be like something that, we're supposed to be doing because nobody wants to get sick, but so no shows in a couple of nights, Flav?
Yeah, it's been a few nights. The last one I did one a few nights ago where I thought Ish was supposed to be on, but I forgot what he said happened to him, but we still held it down. We kept it short. We just did 2 40-minute segments and just stopped, which was good because everyone got out what they wanted to say, and we didn't drag it along,
And no one yelled over each other.
Yeah, it was good. Damien got out. Damien actually was good. He switched it up a lot. He was just keeping it really conversational throughout instead of doing like the essays at the end and stuff. So that was good.
The monologues.
Yeah. So yeah, it was good.
Good.
KD, it sounds like you actually have some quiet.
I actually do.
Yeah, it was funny. Like you guys always give me a hard time for like trying to get the sound good and stuff. But there was definitely one where there was like a lot of rustling coming through. I think it might have been Katie. It was like the fan situation. Usually it's
Oh yeah, it probably was me.
yeah, it's usually what Ish would have, like when the fans sound like it was just like massaging his microphone the whole time.
Massaging his microphone.
Yeah,
Like his microphone needs like a shiatsu massage.
yeah.
Oh, that sounds really nice, actually.
What, a shiatsu massage for your microphone, Sam?
Oh, it sounds very pleasant. Well, just a shiatsu massage in general. It sounds really nice.
It sounds like there's some subtext there.
No.
No.
No, just when you say
Between us.
microphone, when you say massaging your microphone. It just
Oh,
sounds
Jesus.
like-
No. Well, I mean,
I
look,
told you, Misha's on the phone with his mom. I can't do the song.
yeah, and I'm too tired. I'm at that second, I was too tired to make the association. Though I do have a couple of dirty jokes on backup just in case opportunities present themselves. But I'm still waiting. Thanks. I'm waiting for those moments to arise, though, so to speak, because I'm not going to just like, they're not.
You're not gonna just drop them.
Correct. Jesus.
I heard Scarlett.
You got your fan in the back.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Scarlett. Wait until the punchline.
Yeah, it's my audience of one over here. All right.
So anyways, you've got quiet, Katie. How does that happen?
Cute little butt over here.
They went to bed early.
Oh, they actually, did you put them into couch?
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, so listen. So
What's
Do
up?
we need to pause for this?
You put some CBD in the juice.
I'm trying to think if I should have you pause on. Yeah, pause.
Oh, okay. Let's pause.
No, actually.
Forbidden stories.
Yeah, scary stories to tell in the dark or whatever. I don't know. Whatever kids are watching these days.
Inside voices, please.
Inside voices for who is that directed towards?
Misha.
Oh, okay.
Because he was starting to get, he goes through this thing where like he gets loud. He starts to get loud when he's speaking Spanish.
Don't they all? Sorry, couldn't help it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
You're canceled.
Yep. Nope. Yeah, I'm coming out. No, yeah, I'm coming out. And that wasn't even one of the ones I was planning. So
that's an extra. We didn't even pay for that one.
just kind of yeah, you got that one for free. Exactly.
Bonus.
That's the encore.
No, I don't have an encore right now. But thank you.
How does everyone feel about that? I feel like there's a lot of manufactured righteous indignation about the Kamala Harris pick. I mean, it's like anyone who was paying attention knew that she was most likely going to be picked.
For months.
And then all of a sudden it's like we got to hear everyone's, ideological
either righteous indignation or unbridled joy at this like most diverse of selections.
I mean,
that one I don't mind as much because it is what it is, and it's not it's not like a surprise. A surprise is just like, yeah, if you're like an Asian or a black, woman, or even like Asian folks or black folks in general are like excited about this, that's one thing, but it's like the people who are against her act like they're telling us stuff that's new, and it's so unnuanced material. That's like, listen, I don't, I'm not for like incarcerating folks and all that stuff too, but like, this is like 20 years ago when there was no progressive platform, like a DA, a DA didn't have like a progressive platform. Not saying that that's necessarily the person that I want in there, but B, it's like, as a senator, she has like,
she's to the left of Biden, definitely.
She's diverted from a lot of those platforms. So it's just like, a lot of it's just like dishonest in a lot of ways to me. and it's like this cherry picking of only the negative in order to like
I
make a
just
point.
don't feel like the sky is falling like people make it out to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then some people say it's misogynoir, you know, just like making an excuse to hate on her for being a black woman.
Yeah. I mean, I knew, I kind of reconciled myself to the fact that she was going to be most likely going to be the VP pick. Like a while ago, I think a lot of people who were paying attention, like you guys, also were probably that way. And as far as that goes, I mean, you know, at this point, were these the people that I wanted to be the candidates to vote for? No, but also at this point, I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I can't take another 4 years of this. So I'm just gonna, swallow my pride, deal with the fact that you can't always get you can't get exactly what you want in the situation. Just be like, I don't know what it's going to be like in that situation for the next 4 years, but I do know that I don't want 4 more years of this.
Well, it's also like, I mean, what did you think? Did you really think this guy was going to pick someone like way to the left of him? You know, that's just not really how it works. And B, like, how much does a VP really do anyway? You know, it's like kind of
but
if he dies, you
But I mean, given that, here's my thing about it. Like, I just feel like that, like, I'm at a point where, like, and obviously no offense to anybody, but where, like, where I've had to say, like, you know, I really don't think that there's anybody that would make some far left people happy, short of him nominating Bernie or Jill Stein herself, you know.
God, Jill Stein.
Oh man, Jill Stein, that's a funny one.
Really?
No, I know what you mean though. I do know what you mean. Well, I always use the name Barbara Lee. I'm like, what did you think? He was going to nominate Barbara Lee? You know,
Barbara Lee.
Someone like way to the left of him, it's just not going to happen.
Well, and although people now are saying that it's a possibility that they think that if Biden wins the election, that Gavin Newsom might appoint Barbara Lee to the Senate to replace Kamala. I was reading that somewhere.
Oh, really? Okay.
And I wonder if Barbara Lee could do more good in the Senate as vice president anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Than as vice president.
What is she doing now?
I want to say she's in the House of Representatives.
Oh, okay. So she can do more damage as a senator. That's cool.
I believe if Biden wins, there will be some situation where Kamala will become president.
You know, The Simpsons did predict a woman president not long after Trump.
Really?
There you go.
Well, they predicted that Lisa Simpson was president after Trump, so there you go, an intelligent woman.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Like right after Trump?
Or relatively soon after Trump. Like, there was a line in The Simpsons that was like, well, President Trump left us with a huge budget crisis.
Yep.
You know which episode?
I do.
And then Bart has to negotiate with China.
I do, but you know, I mean, this idea of Trump being like this whole, like, it wasn't out of nowhere. Like he'd been talking about it, or at least it had been speculated about him running for like at least 20 years. So
you mean Roger Stone? Roger Stone's been begging him to run for like many years.
But he's sure, but also even people in the press, like even at that, like as far back as like 88, were like talking to him, like asking him whether or not he would ever run for president.
Oh right, there's those videos.
Yeah, of him. And he would say that I could fix the country, but I just rather someone else do it.
Exactly.
That was when he was speaking in complete sentences.
Right.
Yes.
He can actually hold a conversation and hold a sentence together.
Correct.
I was making the joke, like I don't know how many of you guys have seen like the gag that the Impractical Jokers do, where if somebody asks them for directions, they say "up your ass and to the left"?
No.
No.
I haven't seen
Like, I always thought it would be funny to dub over like that. You know that scene in Home Alone where Trump is like directing Kevin McAllister through
Yep. Number
the
2.
lobby? I always
Mhm.
thought it would be hilarious to like dub over him saying "down the hall and to your left," to just dub over it with one of the Impractical Jokers saying "up
Mhm.
your ass and to the left." Where's the
He's-
lobby? Up your ass and to the left.
Yeah. He's been such a New York celebrity for such a long time, and
Exactly.
became a national celebrity just because of his dealings, that it's hard to, now it's just like you look
because
at
of
it,
his TV shows, you mean?
Man.
but even before The Apprentice though, like he was just such a local he was always on Page 6, and he was just he was just very, very well known because of his real estate dealings. And so, he
outside of New York, you mean?
Yeah, but outside of New York with that.
He got
why?
parodied
Because of all
twice on
these-
Sesame Street, for God's sake.
Yes, and he made cameos and like Ken, at least at Home Alone 2, and like in an episode of Sex and the City. People were mentioned. He was always being mentioned on like any television show or sitcom that was like set in New York. His name would always get dropped. Like he's just been a fixture for such a long time that
He got name dropped on the Golden Girls.
Yes, so it's like really, it's not surprising, like at least not to me, that eventually like he would. Like if he like once he decided to do this, it seemed like a joke at first, but I was also like, he's gonna get a lot. When he first started running, I didn't think he was gonna win, but once he gained more traction, I was like, actually he might, because he had that celebrity status for so long.
I did.
I didn't realize that's people with celebrity. I didn't realize celebrity status was enough to make someone win an office like that. However, the Republicans
Underestimated the stupidity of the country.
Right. But
right. Yeah, there's that. There's definitely that.
But moreover, I mean, it's not like he was somebody who was just a random celebrity who had never even entertained like that notion before. He had planted this idea out there, or he had spoken about it before, that he might run someday. So it wasn't like, right, oh my God, where did he get this idea to run from? Like, no, he had been talking about it, or at least talking about what that, like, the possibility of doing it.
More than giving him props,
I'm not giving him props.
Well, okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into one of these ish style, like, debating over the words, but we know what you mean. More than whatever you mean, it's the masterminds behind it that I think most of us didn't realize. Like, I didn't realize who Roger Stone was, and the fact that this guy goes all the way back to Nixon, and like that he like knows exactly how to do his shit, and like, he knows like what it takes, and he's well connected, and he's like just he's just like this nefarious, like he's like a brilliant he's brilliant when it comes to this kind of strategy, and the fact that he's been courting 45 for decades. I think that's where, like, if I had known that kind of stuff, it would have been a different story than just the shock of this celebrity, getting into office,
Sure, I suppose. I think my only point is that, there was a lot of behind the scenes machinations, but however, as Emily pointed out, like, because of the parody of it on The Simpsons, it's not as though the idea of him running for president had never been entertained before, even by the media. Like, it was just one of those things that, like, it was a source of satire, of ridicule, but also an acknowledgement that, like, even 20 years ago, like, this might happen because that's how this country is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how it is for anybody else, but Donald Trump was the first millionaire I was aware of.
Billionaire?
Millionaire.
Oh, millionaire.
Yeah, he was the first millionaire I was aware of. Like as a kid, that's when I thought of millionaire, I thought of Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Right.
I hadn't thought about that. But
Well,
his name has been mentioned in like, especially a lot of hip hop songs for a long time.
Well,
yeah?
I was gonna say
hip-hop
the
song.
Method
Right.
Man album. He's actually on the album like during the skits.
Yeah,
Method Man's second album.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like he does skits and like says Method Man, when's your album coming out and like all this stuff.
Wow. And Katie,
So the reason why I said that was because I'm thinking like I'm 45. So
oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
so me being a voter, I'm wondering how many other people how that affected their vote, that they already had that
conception
already in them. Like that was the first millionaire. You never had a problem with Donald Trump until he took the oath.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
unfortunately, there's this whole thing where people are like, "Oh, he's a businessman. He can run businesses. He can run the country." Right? Like a lot of people think that way. So
yeah,
that
well,
helps.
running governmental services isn't the same as running a business.
No, it's not.
Well, people didn't get that message. It's
Nope.
Unfortunately, a lot of people still think that way.
To the choir on that one.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the problem. Small choir, huge congregation, and the rest of the congregation didn't get the memo.
The rest of the congregation sleeping through the sermon.
And it's like, well, it's interesting that you say that, Katie, because like I guess you mean besides musicians and athletes and stuff like that, because I'm sure.
Yeah. Besides that.
Besides like actors and the first non like actor, musician,
non-celebrity.
Non-celebrity, celebrity, basically.
Right.
The first person who's known for actually being a businessman, right? That you can say by name.
Almost like the first self-made.
Right. Well, that's the
mistake.
That's what we thought. That's what we thought until we learned.
Yeah, but then we, it's that.
But then a lot of people have it.
Yeah. That's the myth that surrounds it. Yeah.
You know what's interesting is a lot of them still feel that way. They're like, oh, well, I only got, $1 million from my dad. I'm really self-made. Or I only got a few million, I'm practically self-made. They do think that way.
Oh, geez. GTFO, people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, devil's advocate, if you're talking about $1 billion compared to $1 million, maybe that's why it feels that way. But obviously for the rest of us, we don't get any kind of leg up that way.
Mm-hmm.
We're not included in that package.
Yeah. So what do we think? We think 45 is going to lose. We think we're going to have a new president November 3rd, 4th.
Guy who's they interviewed with him. He's some professor who's accurately predicted every presidential winner of the past 30 years or something like that. Who said that Biden is going to win, but it's going to be really close.
Oh, okay. November 3rd is the Tuesday. And then he's going to have 2 months to get out after that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
2 months to pack his things.
I think he's going to refuse to leave, and that's going to be a problem.
Say they just stick a needle in him and get him out of there, drag him out of there.
But you think he's not going to concede?
I think he might. I think if Biden wins, he's going to refuse to concede. Yeah.
say they
He's
do it
gonna-
like
He's gonna tantrum and call fraud.
say they
and
do
that's
it
my
SEAL Team 6 style with you know, a bunch of those needle kind of
Personally,
weapons.
I think they should bust in there with AK-47s the way that they arrest black people.
Well, you know, we're forgiving people as long as we can get them out of there. You know.
I used to say that if that time came, this was before he got elected, I was like, I hope he don't get elected, because he the type of president that if they ever had to kick him out or he get impeached, he'll hit the button and run.
Yeah, he doesn't need to have the nuclear codes, I can say that.
Yeah, they should definitely change the codes on like November 3rd.
Yeah, right?
On
Just
November 2nd.
Just like not let him know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I mean, like, this is the man who's, like, complaining, saying that we need to change American water efficiency standards because he
Right.
can't wash his hair.
You know, I mean, first of all, there are places where you can get better water. I mean, first you can change your shower head if it's really a problem like that. And if you live in a low flow neighborhood, I just don't understand how someone of his means isn't able to get access
Doesn't
to
just
more
change
water flow.
the shower head.
I mean, I've lived in high water flow situations before, and I'm by no means Donald Trump, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we have decent water pressure, and that's at this point, and that's saying something for our building because we haven't always had decent water pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of places in New York that have horrible water pressure. So yeah, I don't know how Trump is talking about down in D.C. He's talking about, or he doesn't even live down there, right? He doesn't even live in the White House, right?
I feel like he probably spends more time at Mar-a-Lago than actually in the White House, if you ask me.
Right, but I thought he technically like either never moved in or he moved out like back somewhere else. Like he didn't like the White House, so he does business there. But I thought he doesn't actually.
I mean,
live
you
there.
might be right. I don't know. I haven't been following along.
Because people were complaining about how much money security was spending, you know, securing wherever he lives outside of the White House.
Well, they were complaining about the security bill for Trump Tower here. Like, there was a period of time when he was going back and forth and staying here.
Oh, yeah, true.
Which was, like, stupid of him because, you know, he should know everyone hates him here.
I don't know. It's amazing to me that that's the kind of person we're dealing with. But
oh, you moved to Florida, right?
Florida, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florida. He's the new Florida man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, is it true that FEMA is in control of everything now?
I don't know about
Depends
that.
on how you define control.
Well, basically, they're making the decisions of what.
I mean,
Us
they might be
returning-
making the decisions. I wouldn't call it under control.
Oh, I'm not saying that they're in control, but they're making the decisions right now.
I mean, I would say that anything but under control is what's going on around here these days.
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a global pandemic, and the president's concerned about his
Hair.
hair. Exactly.
But to his question though, you mean like are we under their like do they have the decision? Yeah, do they have like the decision making power? Or that would be if we were in a state of emergency? Is that what
But aren't we technically under a state of
But he declared that.
with COVID?
He did declare that.
When he started sending the troops out, or
No, when COVID started.
No, when COVID hit, he signed the state of emergency.
Oh,
That's why I was like, I don't know. It's kind of weird because, and it might just be my schedule of watching stuff or seeing stuff, but everything's the White House now, like it's a corporation.
What do you mean?
Like everything's the White House. It's like there's no more president of the I don't see president of the United States in reference to Trump. All I see is the White House or Trump's White House. It's almost like it's a business. It's like it's not even government.
That's interesting. Yeah, I haven't been paying that close of attention.
I mean, I can't speak to how much. Well, actually, I mean, yeah, I can. Hasn't he? I mean, how many trademark deals has Ivanka been like pulling off since being in there? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's.
Crap, I can't hear. What's going on with my internet?
And that's like to this day still the case. And he'll, just do. Yep.
Sure,
and getting back at Obama because Obama told a joke about him like at a state dinner like 9 years ago.
Is that what this is about?
Yeah.
A joke?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But what's even scarier about that, it's just like he got so mad and he used all the considerable power at his will to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take his job.
Right.
Like he got so pissed and undo everything that he did. Like that's a major obsession. A grudge. Like
wait, so has he never been?
Sorry, Emily. He holds a grudge more than any woman you've ever known.
No, I would not disagree with you there.
Wait, so has he not been the subject of any roasts? Have there not been any President Trump roasts?
Well,
I think
there was before he was president, though.
Didn't Comedy Central roast him? I want
to say you're right.
Well, they usually roast sitting presidents, right? At least like at some of these dinners or at some of these.
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
They were probably subjected to his massive temper tantrum if they did.
I mean, at the Comedy Central, let me double check this because now I'm curious.
If Comedy Central roasted him,
I did see him in the roast. I just don't know if it was before he was president or after.
Yeah. Oh no, he was roasted before he was president, and from what I recall, he was not unpleasant.
No. I mean during his presidency.
Oh, I mean, well, comedians are roasting him all the time. It's just not like,
Yeah, I mean, in official capacity.
It's not formalized.
Like how they did Obama, or like.
Well, also there have been plenty of White House dinners where where comedians have shown up since then. But has he gone to any of them? I don't think so.
Well, there we go.
Because
That's interesting.
Yeah, he hasn't gone to any. Yeah, because he doesn't have Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't have the skin for it.
Nope.
Yeah, he's not built like that.
It's questionable whether he ever did.
I wonder how he puts up with women.
Well.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
it's like you wonder, huh?
This is his third. This is what his.
I mean, I was saying that semi-facetiously, but like that's why he calls like, women like Hillary Clinton or like Harris or like any woman who insults a nasty woman.
He's been going in on Harris.
Oh yeah, what is
more
it?
Than? Yeah, what's he been saying about Harris?
Old Joe and phony? I'm sorry. I'm gonna
Sleepy Joe and phony Kamala.
Kamala, yeah, I know. Kamala, okay. I feel like it should not be that hard to pronounce, but I keep hearing Kamala or Kamala, and okay. Anyway.
Yeah, Kamala, yeah.
Kamala.
But he's been saying a lot of stuff about her.
Yeah, old Joe and phony Kamala. So, yep. And he has these he knows exactly how to get these like amazing short to the point sound bites out there to energize the base and smear his opponents in really simple ways, because he understands that it's just he understands that simple works better for these kinds of things. Like a longer and complicated, you lose people's attentions. But he learned.
And he's doing the birther thing with Kamala as well. You heard about that, right?
Oh, Jesus.
He's saying
Lord
that she's not she's not eligible. Here? Well, he's saying that she's not eligible for the ticket.
But she was born here.
Well, so was Obama. That didn't stop Trump that didn't stop Trump from, starting the birth.
But she was born in California.
I know.
Yeah, he's not going to concede. He's not conceding. He's not conceding.
Someone's going to have to. I mean, I'm telling you, I want SWAT teams in there pulling this man out in handcuffs with AKs on his pointing at him.
Because her parents were immigrants is the angle he's using.
Now, is she part Asian or Indian?
Well, yeah, Indians are considered Asian. Indians are considered Asian, so.
Indians?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, they are. They're South Asian.
That's what I said. I said Indians are considered Asians.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said aren't. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that, so they get confused.
I got real confused when they said she was the first Asian. I was like, what are they talking about? But they're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Asian is also, and also Russians. Also, Russians, KD are considered Asian as well.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Although
Russia's in Asia.
Although, wouldn't it depend on what part of Russia you're from? Because isn't part of Russia and Europe?
Yes, that's true.
Well, it's confusing. I mean, to me, growing up, I always thought, here we go back to talking about white people again. But I always thought Russians were white people, and I always thought Asia was like a different part of the world. But I also, growing up, did not know that India was considered a part of Asia either. So I guess I always thought of East Asia, but Asia's, come to find out, is a lot larger than East Asia. So it's not just like the Philippines, Taiwan, China, Japan, and those places, but it's also India and, I guess, what is it, API, Asian Pacific Islander? Is that what API stands for?
Asian Pacific Islander, yeah.
Yeah. So
yes.
Got there's a whole crew of, Asia is much more diverse than I realized growing up.
No, Flav, not all Asians look alike.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they don't.
That
was the worst joke ever.
I remember
What comedian said that? I remember hearing that too.
I got made fun of for that at work once. Not teaching, but there was one time I mixed up one group of Chinese tourists with another group of Chinese tourists when I was working at Starbucks. I mixed up their orders and switched them, and my coworkers were making fun of me and were like, not all Asian people look alike.
Oh, Jesus, that really?
And I'm it's early in the morning. I've been up since 3:30 in the morning. Yo, cut me some slack here.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, apparently Flavy can't tell the difference between Susan Rice and Val Demings. So.
No. Between
Love you, Flav. Love you, Flav.
Well, you know what? I'll take that one.
That you're gonna edit that out of the. You're gonna edit that out.
Please stand by for technical.
No, I mean that was a good one. I thought that they were talking about Susan Rice, and then I saw someone who did not
Well,
look
you
like
thought it was
Susan
Condoleezza
Rice.
Rice. So.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I just assumed, I guess I didn't know that there were other people in the
Assuming
conversation.
makes an ass out of you and me.
Well, that's okay. In
Yeah.
that case, I just perpetrated a self-own because given the context, I should have said Condoleezza Rice instead of Susan. So I just kind of owned myself there.
Well, hey,
So,
they were making fun of, who were they making fun of? A right-wing guy for confusing Lewis with someone else.
oh, that was Fox News, wasn't it? They posted the photo of the wrong
Yeah,
congressional.
they were
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
John
Fox
Lewis.
News. It was
No,
a specific. It was a specific. A specific like white politician who's like. Who was it? It wasn't Ted Cruz.
talking about. I
It
forgot.
wasn't Ted Cruz.
Oh,
Was
I
it?
know what you're talking about. Why can I not
I think it
remember
might have
this?
been Marco Rubio, actually.
Oh yeah, it might have been
Yes.
Marco Rubio. Now
Yes.
Confused
looked at those
John Lewis
pictures,
for Elijah
those-
Cummings.
in that particular picture, they did actually look a lot alike. Hot take. I know it's controversial, but in that particular picture, they did. I had to keep looking to see what they were talking about. So, I mean, they gave him a hard time, but that particular.
Well, yeah,
they did.
that's okay. Yep.
I mean, it
And
still
there was a
stands there.
very, very slight resemblance to Condi Rice in that photo of Val Demings, by the
Oh,
way.
you're only gonna give me slight, huh?
No, it was there. There was definitely, yeah.
Well, what would you do if there was nobody there to correct you?
What I do?
Well, I'm just glad.
Well, it's
seriously.
the internet
Well,
always wins. I mean, someone would have corrected
Yeah.
me. I mean, I'm sure someone's going to correct me because my statement is still there.
Yeah.
You saw that statement, right, on Facebook,
Yes.
right? So yeah, that statement's still there. Someone's going to correct me.
Yep.
So,
And
but I wonder how much of it was confirmation bias, though. How much of it was just because?
We've been hearing so much about Susan Rice lately.
Yeah, we've been hearing so much about Susan Rice, and then I saw this person, and I'm like, that's more like Condoleezza Rice than Susan Rice.
Yeah. Yep.
So that was Val Deming.
Val Demings.
You said it's also a former cop or a former DA.
Yes, is currently a congresswoman from Florida who was the police chief in Orlando for a while, who apparently did not have a very good track record as far as like disciplining corrupt cops either.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
But people thought that like Biden might consider picking her to try to appeal to some of these middle of the road like law and order types, which I'm not so sure really exist, because I'm sure they exist, but I feel like I've talked to like a fair amount of white suburban housewives who were like, no, Trump's got to go.
Oh, I mean, lots of white people voted for Trump, so they definitely exist, and lots of them.
No, I'm not saying they don't exist. I know some of these people. I wish I did not know them, but I know some of these people.
Yeah.
So do I.
But what I find is that a lot of Republican voters, at least that I've spoken to, I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but like a lot of Republican voters are kind of single issue voters, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, that's the story of Republican voters. That's how
Like,
they've been able.
It is. What
Yeah.
single issue? What single issue do you think that is, Flavie?
Oh,
I think it's abortion.
Yeah, abortion's a big one. I mean, it's the 3 G's, right? It's guns, God, and gays. Very easy to rile up Republicans, get them to vote against their economic interest by getting them to vote on divisive issues.
But that doesn't mean a single issue, though, does it?
Well, I mean, abortion is probably
But a lot of
the
people
top,
base their vote on like,
abortion's probably the top single
yeah.
voter issue. I mean, it's like the definition of single voter
So they'll
issues.
just vote. So okay, so that's your opinion that they will vote for whoever is against abortion, no matter what their stances are on anything else.
I mean, I don't know how common it is, but I've spoken to people where yes, that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my opinion. I didn't coin the term single voter issue, and I don't know how strict it has to be.
Curious. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I don't know that there are people who will not take other things into account, but I think that they'll certainly not vote for you if you're like pro-choice, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like that, like, especially like Ohio is a big one, and I mean, Ohio is also the swing state that I know the most about on a personal level. But Trump picked up a lot of support in Ohio and ultimately ended up winning in Ohio because there's so many people who are dead set against abortion.
Which is really interesting because
associate Hillary with abortion.
Which is really interesting because he totally changed his policy / opinion on that years ago. Like not even that many years ago, right? Like he was.
I mean, personally,
he was pro-choice.
Personally, I'm convinced. Like, I can't. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but so I don't want to sound like I'm like slandering, but I'm convinced that he probably paid for a few abortions somewhere along the line.
Well, personal. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, personal stuff aside, I'm talking about the fact that, like, out of his mouth, he used to like profess that he.
That
was,
is true, though. You are right.
That he was pro-choice, and
well, he also gave money to Hillary when she was when she was running for Senate, and Chuck Schumer.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. No, these are things. These are facts. These are facts.
But like a lot of people, I think, like for example, like being pro-life is a big friggin' deal, like in a lot of parts of Ohio. So although I think this is going to sound funny, but I actually think that it might be ultimately end up being true, which would be a good thing if it was. But apparently, I was reading an article today that people out in Ohio were starting to express disgust with Trump simply because the COVID canceled Ohio State football this year.
Yeah, don't mess with the football.
You ain't gonna mess with Ohio State football. I'll tell you that. We don't.
Well, they'll tell you that too, apparently.
Well, can I count the number of times my Thanksgiving has been like interrupted by an Ohio State Buckeyes game?
Anybody know about FiOS?
About what?
FiOS
the internet provider?
FiOS gigabit connection for $80 a month. Is that like a really good, like, high-speed connection?
I mean, it's supposed to be. It's so good that my landlord won't install it.
It's supposed to be the best.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Availability is the question. Well, it might be available now because it's been out for a while.
I'm just annoyed by my constant connectivity issues, and I'm like willing to pitch in an extra little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, like the other things, whether I can get it installed or whether the other folks are ready to chip in an extra. I seem to be the only one that complains about the connectivity, so who knows? Who knows? So speaking of Asia, Wu-Tang's RZA has redone the Good
The ice
Humor.
cream truck song.
Yeah, you heard about that?
I've never heard an ice cream truck play Turkey in the Straw in New York to begin with.
How does it go?
How does
it go? Oh, yeah.
They don't do it here. They play Pop Goes the Weasel here, but I've heard them play that Turkey in the Straw at the ice cream trucks upstate.
Yeah, I heard the Turkey in the Straw.
Yo, how dope is that RZA did that though? That is fucking dope. That's gonna be some. Hey, I wonder what kind of money he's gonna get from that. That's gonna be some paper.
Well, I mean, could be.
I'm going to listen to that after we're done.
Could be some big bucks, like considering, I mean, Danny Elfman has made bank like just on The Simpsons.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, one's TV and one's an ice cream truck. I just don't know. I just don't know how these things go for ice cream trucks.
But here's the thing: is that the ice cream truck, and I mean,
they gotta pay them every time they play it. Every time they play the song.
I would assume so. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of how royalties work, and the people that I could have asked are now unavailable, so to nicely put it.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that he would have to get a cut every time that, like,
there
the
was
ice cream truck played it, and it would be a hefty cut because a lot of people are going to hear it.
No,
a lot of people. I don't know. A lot of people is an interesting way of thinking about it, because we're talking radio, which goes out to a ton of people, versus how far the ear can hear the ice cream jingle. But
I hear the ice cream truck more than I hear radio, so.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like that, like, I don't know. I feel like that, like, radio isn't as big of a thing, like, in places where people don't really drive, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Because I know the only time that I really listen to the radio is when
in a vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, it's if I'm driving. And even then, I don't want to listen to the radio.
Yeah, in offices, blah, 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 things like that.
Retail stores, elevators.
Right. When I was in Flatbush especially, that ice cream truck used to just park and used to just play that song over and over. We finally, I think, complained to 311.
You called 311 on the ice cream truck?
I know.
Who does that?
Did you really do that?
Trust me. This thing sat there. Now, you know, like the ice cream truck, usually you hear that sound go by, the kids run by. That's that 30 seconds out of your day, not even. This thing used to park right in front of the building, have that song cranked up, and like long periods of time we had to hear that. No, that thing had to go.
We're getting the hospital voice again.
That thing had to go. That thing had to go. It had to go. That wasn't the only sound nuisance in Flatbush. They also used to play Christmas carols, like in the middle of the street. Like they would have them attached to, I don't know, the street lights or something, and the same, 4 Christmas songs, like over and over during the winter, the whole winter. No, that probably would have been better. Like we're talking
Jingle Bells, Silent Night, Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Yeah, we're talking jingle. We're talking annoying, just like over and over. Like whose idea was this?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. See. What happens is the first song you do is always good, and then you always go into less annoying songs. But it's always the first one. It's We Wish You a Merry Christmas. It's Jingle Bells. It's the most annoying, jingly, horrible ones you don't want to hear back to back playing all day.
Oh,
Like
so nothing.
Silent Night would have been welcome. Oh, Holy Night would have been
wow.
welcome. Heart
So
Angels would have been welcome.
Nothing by Mariah Carey then.
Oh, that would have been welcome. That would have been welcome. We're talking the horrible hits.
This was drugstore pharmacy CD play.
Yeah, we're talking about
CD.
people may have picked up some extra pharmacy products based on how they felt after listening to this. I mean, it was not
that's
good.
funny.
It was not good.
That's funny.
Depends on what pharmacy you prefer to visit.
I mean, street pharmacy, CVS, like, yeah, whatever you want. Which this also goes to folks who have the singing lights, like my folks used to have that. Also a bad idea.
People actually have those? That's horrible.
My folks had that. It was bad. It was not a good idea.
I don't know what the singing lights. What are those?
You plug the lights in on your tree, and it plays music to drive you crazy. It plays the Christmas carols.
So why do I feel like that? So I feel like you're
like
probably lucky your neighbors didn't like come after you toting a gun for having those, unless they were only inside.
No, they were inside.
Oh, I thought they were outside. Like my neighbors would
in
have like come after me.
In Flatbush, they were in the neighborhood, so they were. And someone got the horrible idea. They were like, as bad as this is to have in your own home, driving your family crazy, why don't we just do it to the whole neighborhood? And that's
this is that Wyckoff Hospital boys again.
it's a thing. I mean, no, that's Wyckoff Hospital voices on another.
That's a whole nother level.
That's a whole nother, because now you're dealing with my health, my time, my money, my health, my mortality. Yeah, that's a whole nother level.
Mortality. That's deep.
Oh, it is.
But no, I feel like that if we'd had singing Christmas lights outside in upstate New York, that like we probably would have been met with a shotgun from our neighbors knocking on the door.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt. Sure.
Growing up, there was a house that was seven houses away from me, and every Christmas season,
You counted?
Yeah, like 7 houses away. This girl Sheila Preston used to live there. I used to like her. She that's not why I counted the houses, but her grandparents used to decorate that house. They would set it up in November, right? And the house would have there was like a real manger, like scenery.
Like they went to town?
Like they went to town. They had the shepherds, the wise men, everything.
Yeah.
It was all there. The whole story was there. And it played music 24/7. But they had speakers that blared it out.
That's wrong.
So all you heard from Thanksgiving to Christmas Day and a couple weeks after was Christmas carols. And you could hear it like all the way down, like from almost damn near a mile.
People just have bad ideas.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, these are
Oh
bad
my gosh,
ideas.
it's the worst.
Bad ideas.
Now, how did there's some areas where people would just greet you with a shot, come to your door, knock on the door, and greet you with a shotgun if you went music like that.
Well, it was in a very sketchy area.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, I guess the people that would have complained about it wasn't in their right minds to complain about it. So
Maybe you're right.
But I think that their purpose of them doing it was because the area was sketchy. They was trying to bring something positive to the area.
Oh, I was actually almost gonna say maybe they figure if you blast this music, like people won't want to like stand on the block.
Right. It was more or less like that.
Because you'll annoy them.
Yeah. You know, it is more or less like that. It really wasn't that much activity out there during that time.
See it.
I mean, you would get the winos trying to talk to the figurines, but
that sounds like a great TV show, I'll tell you that.
man, that was like one of my fondest childhood memories. That house. And it was so bright because it was lit up. It was bright, like, you know, it used to be in the news every year, but then they got old and they stopped doing it.
Mm.
I remember we used to have a neighbor who we used to take bets on how long it would take them to take down their Christmas decorations every year because we felt like they left them up longer and longer every year. Like there was one year when they seriously had Christmas lights up on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the sign of alcoholism when you leave here. Now, can you hear me? I'm probably frozen, huh? Do I look frozen? No? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Nice shirt, too.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm about to have some vegan oat milk German chocolate layer cake.
Oh.
Cheap day.
What if it's crushed in the bag? Are you gonna call customer service?
Crushed in the bag? What does that mean?
Crushed.
Like the whole thing is
Like
crushed?
yeah, like what happens to the carrot cake?
Well, it depends. I mean, if it's dented, I mean, is it open? Like, is the top still on it? Is it just a dent? Like, it depends on what we're talking about.
No,
So it
it's
depends on
flattened
the
like a
damage.
pancake.
It's flattened like that's going to be a problem. It's flattened like a pancake. I'm going to be looking for tire marks and be like, all right, what happened? What happened to this one?
Wow.
You know what happens is like with these mistakes that happen, like I probably should pause just because it's a little bit like, you know, maybe no, just a little bit embarrassing. But like I'm on a Uber Eats plan. Like I pay $10 a month, and I get I get like special like rewards and stuff like that. Like I don't have to pay for delivery and stuff like that. But also, like if something goes wrong with my order, they kind of just fix it. I feel like that wasn't happening when I wasn't on the special plan. So like sometimes they just look out. Like so if they, I've been upgrading to a Caesar salad instead of a regular salad, but for some reason they forget the salad dressing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've ever dealt with a restaurant that forgot the salad dressing, but some of them can be very unforgiving. And they're just like, oh, the salad dressing, that's worth 50 cents or $1. And it's like, really? It's like, you try eating.
The Mexican places like that with sour cream.
Well, sour cream's a little bit different, right? Like a salad, like try eating a dry ass salad with no salad dressing. That is like not good.
That's
like
torturous.
Yeah, exactly. Your whole salad is just messed up. But they try to act like, oh, well, we forgot something that's worth this much. And it's like, no, it's worth a lot more. It's like the thing that makes it the thing. So, when that happens, I just say, like, they forgot my salad,
So you just asked them for a whole new salad?
Well, it's a side salad. But no, you don't get a whole new one. You just get credit for, like, not having gotten your salad.
But you got the salad.
No, I got some dry-ass leaves and some vegetables with no salad
So what
dressing.
you're saying is it's not a salad because there's no dressing?
Exactly.
So therefore you do not receive your salad?
That is it. That is it exactly. That's it exactly.
When you
But
did they ask you what type of dressing you like?
Oh no, it comes with dressing. It comes with it's a Caesar salad, so it comes with, Yeah, you got real quiet all of a sudden, KD. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you're muffled.
Hold on, this is my
Oh, there you go. There you go. You're better now.
that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, because what happens is if you get too detailed in your complaint, then they try to get you. Like, oh, okay, well, sorry that happened. We take your complaint seriously. Write them, write it up in your review that didn't happen. You're like, huh? You're like, so I'm not gonna get like any compensation for
Right.
eating this dry ass salad. So what I've learned to do is you got to be smarter than them, and you just have to hyperbolize a little bit. And like you said, a salad isn't a salad without dressing. Therefore, I didn't receive my salad.
Gotcha.
God, am I glad I don't work in retail anymore?
Well, this is Uber Eats, so it's like, it is what it is. They're making hand over fist. They're doing all right. They're doing all
No, just
right.
so I don't have to hear these kinds of complaints.
Well, yeah. That's a good thing about Uber Eats is you just type it into your phone. No one has to hear. No one has to hear it. Just all.
Mhm.
And you're not cursing somebody out for the
Well,
fact
I mean,
that they
you've
don't have
heard
any Splenda.
you've heard how I deal with customer service on the
Yeah.
phone. There's no cursing. There's no cursing out. I say that kind of ire for the for the hospital system.
Oh shit! Pardon my language.
No, and even them, I don't really curse them out, but I have been like, you guys are trying to kill me. Like, I'm gonna die, right? Like, I have people say, oh, that's not true. Stop being dramatic, and I'm like, huh? I'm being dramatic? Like you can't. I can't even like schedule an appointment because you guys have me going around and around, with the whole system, But anyway, that's for another day.
That's for another day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things for another day.
Yeah.
But no, the reason why I say that is not because of you, obviously, but because I got some of the worst customers in Starbucks. Like, I had this lady once who told me to fuck myself. We didn't have Splenda.
Oh, that sounds
Like-
like
Oh
a
my
Splenda.
god!
That sounds like a Splenda addict.
Well, it gets even better. Like, I was very polite about it. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I do apologize. We get in our order tomorrow morning, so unfortunately we're out of Splenda. We do, however, have Sweet and Low and Equal. And she was like cussing at me and being like, you fucking idiots, you should know how to order, blah, blah, blah. So I kept smiling. I kept saying, well, there's another Starbucks down that away. There's another Starbucks 1 block down that away, because this is New York.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they wouldn't mind if you went in and just grabbed some Splenda, because the old ladies steal all the Splenda half the time anyway. And that's probably
funny.
why we didn't have any.
Yeah.
But what took the cake was the fact that these people this lady was like, no, I'm not going a block down to get some Splenda from another store. I came to this store and I ordered my coffee here and I expect you to have some Splenda. I'm not going to inconvenience myself by having to walk a block to the other Starbucks. And that
It's like, well, what do you want us to do? We don't have it, so.
Well, to me, I just kind of felt like being like, I just kind of felt like, what the hell, lady? Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I don't want to lose my job, like, I would be a lot nastier to you right now than I am being. This is me being nice. You do not want to see me when I am not being nice.
Right.
Yep. You know what that reminds me of? Did anybody ever see that video with that woman who goes absolutely nuts when they stop serving like the breakfast sauce patty or whatever at like 9 in the morning or 11, and she goes absolutely bonkers and like throws a brick through the window? Did anyone ever see that?
I think I heard about it. I don't know if I saw it.
Hilarious. It's amazing. Hold on a minute. Let me go.
She throws a brick through the window.
Yeah, give me one sec. I'm actually gonna. Oh yeah, the chicken McNugget spat. All right, I'm gonna. Hang on. All right, yeah, that's totally. I mean, it's. Yeah, so I mean, it's apparently the customer, you know, is always right, but sometimes they don't handle it very well when they don't get what they need. So I'm going to drop this in our group chat box on Facebook, and then you can all watch it later. It's pretty freaking hilarious.
The customer is always right. Until they're not, we'll let you know.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm actually, yeah, just one second. And there we go. So you can all watch it at your leisure later. But it's actually it's pretty funny. So sometimes, I mean, obviously this woman, it seems fairly obvious that this woman was also on something. But you know, however, again, like Flavie pointed out, Splenda addicts are real. So
I guess so.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like if you're cursing someone out because they don't have Splenda, like you may
what are you doing with your life here?
Yeah, you may need to do some like self soul searching, some examination.
You may need to switch to agave.
Yes.
Like, what are we doing here, lady? You switch. Why did I just give you some more caffeine? Like, you should switch to decaf.
And I'm so glad you mentioned that, Flavie, because I'm about to, once my paycheck comes in, I'm about to hit click on that fresh direct delivery order, and I've ordered some like organic watermelon agave frozen pops, and I can't wait. So
That's good.
Yeah.
And you got all the goodies at your crib.
Do I? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, well, I have nothing now, but like tomorrow when my paycheck comes in, I'll have it soon enough.
So I was lucky enough, you know, today was my day to get my 20 minutes of exercise in. So I walked, you know, and 2 days earlier when I had walked to the grocery store, they had no coffee. They also had no vegan yogurt. And so I went back today on faith because I was like, you know what? I would like to pick up some more baking soda, you know, kind of keeps things fresh or whatever. And I was like, I really hope they have coffee, but like in my experience, if they didn't have it there 2 days earlier, sometimes they just go like a whole long cycle without it. But they had the coffee, and I was very happy. They had the Starbucks big jug. You know, actually, it was on sale for $5.
What, like big jug of iced coffee?
Yeah. Yep.
What do you mean?
Unsweetened, medium roast.
What do you mean, no ice? You mean I gotta drink this coffee hot?
Yeah. And the banana and the banana almond milk in full effect. That's really good.
Cool. That sounds good.
That does sound good.
That sounds really good, actually.
You know, I used to get Banana Wave. I probably used to get Banana Wave from, well, he who will not be mentioned, because we mention his name almost every single episode. But
from the Stay Fresh Deli?
Yeah, from the Stay Fresh Deli, I used to get Banana Wave. And that's when I first noticed that Grubhub had an upcharge, that they were charging more than the bodegas or, you know, the delis were charging, even though their mission statement says they don't charge more, but they definitely were by like $1 or so. But Banana Wave, that was a really good name. But now I can get like the same amount of I can get like way more for like the same price basically.
Any relation to Bananarama?
I don't think so. Great name though, Banana Wave.
Yes.
It's like you're on that new wave.
Yep.
It's like, I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's basically like, it's vegan banana milk.
So it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. Even though it's like, it's vegan banana milk, but they still use like, I forget what it is. There's still like maybe some almond or something else. You can't just like, I guess you can't just juice a banana and add some water. Like you need something else.
Yeah, no, you can't.
You need
Like
something else.
you need liquid.
Yeah. But
Trust me, I had people ask if I could just blend a single banana too at Starbucks.
you're like, you
No.
want banana mush? It's not really going to be a drink.
Yeah, like, all right, I'll do that if you want, but you could just buy a blender and do that at home.
Exactly. Like, how about no?
Well, I mean, come on, you can buy a
Customer's always
blender.
right.
I mean, you could buy a
Check it
blender.
out. We'll let you know.
You could buy a blender. You could buy a coffee machine, and you could just not come in our store anymore at all. But actually, you know what? The funny thing about blenders is, like, if you don't have a good enough blender, you can't really get what you want. Like my roommates have a blender I've been trying to use, and now I'm just smart enough not to use it. It's just like, it doesn't work. It doesn't like.
Oh no, the viewers, let that be in the record. That blender just does not work.
It doesn't do anything. It's just like your shit just gets like cut up a little bit, and it never actually blends the whole thing. And I'm like, it took me a few times using it before I'm like, yeah, this isn't working. I don't know why my brain kept saying, try something else. Try something else.
Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Yeah, but I was using different vegetables and fruits though.
Oh, so you're saying that because there was an independent variable, it's not insanity?
Exactly. Because some fruits, some fruit, like I've got some super juicy pears right now. I bought 3 of them, ate one of them today. When I went to the grocery store, these things are so juicy and delicate that like, even just on the way home.
That's what she said?
Even just on the way home, they were already bruised and like, the skin was already like coming off. That's how juicy and delicate these are. So I figure.
You know very well who you are. Don't let them hold you down. Reach for the stars.
They had a really, A&E had a really good special on Biggie that I just saw the other day. It was like really good. His mom is like featured in it very heavily, and it just showed like
Mrs. Loretta.
It just showed like how he started like freestyling on the block and how he came up. It showed touched on the jazz musician that lived on his block that really helped him a lot. Really helped him formulate like concepts for rapping, and like really helped him form like his flow and his just like his whole what's the word that they use in hip hop? There's like flow, and help me out here, Katie. What else do you have besides flow in hip hop? Are you there?
Katie, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh. What else? What
I actually wasn't.
cadence. Cadence, yeah. Yeah, his flow, his cadence. But I highly recommend it. But yeah, you singing that just reminds me of that.
Cool. Excellent.
No, I was gonna say because I didn't hear KD, but I heard like what sounded like his microphone getting a shiatsu massage again.
Oh, yep.
Nice.
You know it.
Oh no, I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
we
you
got
now.
you. We got you.
Excellent. Oh my God. Excuse me. Sorry.
But you know how RZA came out with a new ice cream song? I tried to come out with a new birthday song.
Oh.
I was hoping that I could like get it to catch or whatever, but I'd have to really push it to get it. But I don't know. I kind of don't know.
Well, you have to find someone who actually has a birthday coming up.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not very difficult to do, but, you know.
Oh, yourself?
Well, there's plenty of birthdays before that. You just got to go to Facebook and choose.
Pretty much.
And also, my brother, his birthday's coming up on the 15th.
Facebook
that's
is
gonna
not
be
gonna let you
Saturday.
forget nobody's birthday.
Yeah, that's right. Well, my choice, like, happy birthday, it's up to you, happy birthday, what you gonna do?
Well, I'll
Happy
keep that in
birthday.
mind. I'll ask for a performance when we're all stuck inside on my birthday due to the purported second wave.
When is your birthday?
October 27th.
Oh yeah, we'll still be inside.
Yeah.
I was hoping we wouldn't miss Halloween, but it looks like, you know,
Well, it looks like we're gonna be missing Christmas.
and New Year's.
Oh man, that's rough.
Mike, that joint is catchy, man. I'm still singing it in my head.
Oh, what you do? You having fun? You're only one. Happy birthday, it's up to you. Happy birthday, what you gonna do? Happy birthday. Yeah, it's a funky joint. We made it funky because you know the old birthday song is just it's kind of old and you know
Do
it's
you
kind
say
of
the
old and
whole
played out.
birthday song is too whitewashed?
Yeah, it's just old and played out. We're on some funk. We're on some funk stuff now. Because this one like makes you want to dance when you hear it. Like this one, you know, it comes with a little step. That's how you do it nowadays. You gotta have a step. Gotta have a step with your song.
Yeah, you definitely got to step with yourself.
It's got a Rick James kind of flow to it. It's got some key changes.
I'm gonna send you a track, Mike, and you tell me if you like it.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, you've been recording, right?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna send you a track to the birthday song you just sang.
Oh, okay. Cool. I gotta find a way to record that.
I'm gonna make it in the morning though.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta find a way to record that.
What if the birthday song suddenly became a rap version?
Rap version? Well, you know, all these rappers want to be singers, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I just don't want any.
It'd be an auto tune.
I was just about to say I don't want any auto tune on it. I won't say that when the checks start coming in though. I'll be like auto tune. That's music to my ears.
Auto tune? You mean T-Pain?
Yeah.
T-Pain or any new rapper that came out after him.
Yeah, T-Pain's old now. Like all these new rappers auto tune.
All these, yeah, I feel like I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like, rewind, people. What's going on? Like, what's going on? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this isn't rap, this is sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna make you sound old.
Like, what are we doing here, little baby?
You don't want to sound old. That's how the kids do it.
Well, I highly don't think that since Cynthia's on strike, I highly don't think that, like, I would be old in this group of people.
If you're poo-pooing on how the kids rap, that's definitely something that old people do. You know, back in my days, rapping was rapping. They wasn't doing all this singing. You rapped.
Well, okay, maybe I'm old enough to be a parent compared to my students, but
You rap because you couldn't sing. Now all they do is sing.
But I'm a child in this group of people.
They got the auto tune. Yeah, but black don't crack. So me and Katie are actually younger than you.
Uh-huh.
like half our age.
Yeah, I'm really like 23.
Yep.
Half your age plus 7.
All right, I'm gonna get a snack. I'll be right back.
I'm probably gonna get off the phone. I'm really exhausted, but I will see you all tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Good seeing you, Sam.
Good to see you, Sam.
Likewise.
Well, we're not seeing
Likewise.
him now.
I know. No, I got too hot. I had to take my shirt off. So, good night, all.
Hey, I was gonna do an open shirt. I was gonna do. I have this jersey. I was gonna go open shirt style. I was gonna debut that on this Zoom. To see how we felt about that.
That's what I was going to ask you earlier. So they really haven't given you guys any type of itinerary or syllabus or outline of what the school year will look like once it gets back into session.
I mean, from what we've been told at my school, like basically we're required to open in some fashion because apparently, like, if we keep the doors closed,
You'll lose
the
funding,
state's
right?
we lose funding. Exactly.
Right.
But opening means having the teachers come in and not the students, except by appointment. But then when they do start to come back in, we're trying to have them come like 2 days a week.
That's what they're doing here. They're making them learn online for 3 days and go in for 2 days.
And they're staggering who goes in when.
And they're staggering who goes in when. Yeah.
Yeah, like with us, they're dividing the kids into 5 groups, and then have
So what is that going to do for like Christmas break? Is there going to be a Christmas break, or are they going to have to work through this?
They better not. I'm going on strike if they do that.
You didn't think about that, did you?
No, I don't think they can do that. Though, like, I think we're still gonna have days off. Like,
Yeah, you're still working. You're still working.
Okay.
no, they did. It's kind of true though that they did set kind of a bad precedent though. The fact that they made us work through spring break.
Right.
And I hope that never happens again. But I think, like, I can kind of see the reasoning why they made us work through spring break too, although God only knows if it worked. Because they didn't want kids going outside and trying to play basketball during spring break, because that was when the COVID was at its worst here.
You don't wear that to school, do you?
No. It says the full thing is "You failed me, brain," and it has Deadpool on it.
Oh.
That's
The kids probably think that, like, their brain has failed them all the time.
Right.
I just feel like telling them, no, your brain hasn't failed you. You've just roasted all your brain cells.
Right.
On the 9 blunts shared between 4 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can make the kid that was caught smoking on Zoom wear that shirt.
Oh. Well, apparently that kid is, like, shall we nicely put it, always wearing the same shirt every day, and how?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
And that shirt is, like, orange.
Yeah.
One of my students. I don't know. I just saw a staff note on one of the pages that one of the other staff members tried to call him, and the staff note says, "Student is in jail. Spoke to girlfriend." Oh, that's not the best staff note I've ever had.
Oh, the students in jail.
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when you're older. What's that?
I said the students in jail.
Apparently so.
Oh, you didn't pick up he's wearing the same shirt every day?
Oh, no, I did. I thought she literally meant he wore the same shirt every day.
Yeah, that was my first thing, was like, oh, poor kid. He's a poor kid. But then I was like, oh, no. I see what you're saying. He's wearing the same shirt every day now.
I mean, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that the reason is because he lit up a blunt on Zoom, though.
It's just a symptom.
That's the symptom, exactly. But no, those kids, they're doing too much. They're like, they come in, they're like, oh my God, I smoked 9 blunts before school. I said, if you smoked 9 blunts, you wouldn't be alive right now. Come here, let me spray your coat with Febreze. Now get out of here and go to class. Like, it came to the point where the kids were coming to my classroom in the morning just so I could spray them with Febreze.
To get the Febreze.
Because I was kind of like an asshole to them about it when I would smell it on them, and I'd be like, oh, that's some nice cologne you're wearing, man.
Yeah, that's that Estee Lauder.
Exactly.
Estee Lauder.
Yeah.
Like, a very unique smell you got going there, man. What do you use? And then I would just like chase them down the hall with a Febreze. And they think they're slick. They're like, I smoked 9 blunts. Yeah, you and your 3 friends did. It's like, children, do you think I'm dumb, stupid, or dumb? I mean, personally, I prefer stupid to dumb, but that's just me. Is that a celery stalk?
Yeah. So I watched the Yusuf, what's that guy's last name? The thing that happened in Bensonhurst back in the 80s.
The use of John Gotti? I don't know.
Wait, hold on. You know, like all the, like the big racial thing that happened in Bensonhurst in the 80s where they killed a black kid. Yusuf Hawkins.
Oh, I didn't remember the kid's name.
He was shot to death August 23rd, 1989 in Bensonhurst, predominantly Italian-American working class neighborhood.
Jeez.
It was quite the story. Al Sharpton got involved, and it was actually the thing that helped Mayor Dinkins get elected, because people were kind of like fed up with the way Mayor Koch was handling things.
Well, because wasn't he like very like supportive of like police brutality ostensibly, or like police profiling, or?
It's possible. I mean, he definitely wasn't as sympathetic as he should have been to Yusuf Hawkins, who was murdered by these super racist people in that neighborhood. And Koch was trying to say, oh,
There's good
can't
people
say-
on both sides.
yeah, there's basically like, yeah, oh, you can't say they're racist, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, the father was like all about getting Al Sharpton, you know, on the case. And Al was like, I don't know if you want me, because he had just gone through something controversial that didn't really work out in his favor. I guess like a case that it ended up being like the charge wasn't true. They tried to say that like a bunch of people in police like beat up this black girl and ended up being like not so true. But the guy was like, no, I want you on our side. And long story short, Al Sharpton is like, we're going to show how racist this neighborhood is because we're going to march. We're going to take all these black people who are pissed off about the death of this young kid, and we're going to march through, and they're going to show us how racist they are. And the plan worked like hotcakes. I mean, this is like, and you get to see the video of it. I mean, this is like, people were shocked because people assumed that this didn't go out in New York City. It actually made me think of some of our talks about how blue or red New York City is. And people don't, and like I always say, there's large swaths. I kind of wish Sam was still here. There's large swaths of New York that are pretty red and pretty racist. And, you know, Bensonhurst was a prime example, but the amount of vitriol in these videos, these people are like saying horrible things, like yelling at people for marching through and like, you know, giving them the finger. And these are just like,
They're doing things that aren't repeatable.
they're just like, yeah, they're just like it's like the worst example of like Italian Americans that you've ever seen.
It's awful.
Wow.
But from what I understand, or from what I gather, this is kind of an opinion, but I've kind of gotten like the Italian American community in Bensonhurst is very like insular with themselves.
In what?
Very like insular. Like,
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, well, that's the thing about New York. There's a bunch of insular communities, but yeah, you're right. It's a very like, you know, suspicious of anyone else in our neighborhood kind of communities. Like when you see those kind of things happen, that's totally what it is. There was a black kid in our community we did not approve. We chased him down and we killed him.
I mean, I understand why people are suspicious the other way around because, quite frankly, like, you know, I've had stories of like living in a black neighborhood where people have been suspicious of me, and quite frankly, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Like, they have a right to be like by this point in life, I feel like that like they would probably rather be pleasantly surprised by a white person who isn't an asshole than just assume that they aren't.
Right, then let your guard down.
Then let your guard down, exactly. But I think like also like, I mean, all the issues with gentrification aside, like people still kind of like they worry about their neighborhood being taken over by like more waspy people, or they worry whenever there's like a couple of more waspy people coming into their neighborhood because they think, oh God, here we go. Here are the people who are going to be calling in noise complaints all the time.
Yeah.
And calling the cops on us for stupid crap.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. I had a previous landlord who would make these little videos to kind of advertise this place. It's kind of like an orientation. It lets you know what the neighborhood is like. It lets you know, like, neighbors, we get along with them. They're outside in their little garage set up playing cards. Like, it's a safe neighborhood. It can be like a little lively, not too loud, but, it just kind of like acclimates people to the neighborhood, in a way that it like gives you like a realistic expectation of what to expect.
Well, yeah, because I feel like that, like, for all intents and purposes, is like, how could you move to like Bed-Stuy and not assume it's going to be a lively neighborhood?
Yeah. You got something on your lip right there. Other side. I think you got it.
But I think like, for example, like I was having this conversation with my brother, and he was commenting on people basically like on the Dominicans having street parties until 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying, he was saying to me, he's like, yeah, it could be a little annoying, but I should have known. But that's like something I should have known when I chose to move to Washington Heights. So I'm not gonna like complain, is what he said to me.
Right.
Although he said they've been more having parties and gatherings outside, instead of like in their apartments.
During COVID, you mean?
During COVID. So,
Yeah.
So he said the noise inside the building hasn't been as bad.
Right. Is that better?
I mean, as far as like noise goes, I think yes. Like, it's supposed to be better to have like to be outside, like if you're getting together with people during COVID, because the fresh air is supposed to disperse the particles more, so it's less transmissible.
No. I just mean the sound.
Oh, the sound right now?
No, the sound for him. Is it
Oh,
better
for
that
him.
they're having? Yeah, is it better
Oh,
hearing it coming from outside than in the building?
I think it is like just based on like which way his bedroom window faces.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's the guest bedroom that faces like the side of the street where all of the loud noise comes from. Of course, then that became an issue when my mother complained.
Yeah.
And we had to explain that like you're not going to get them to stop partying in Washington Heights. So just bring a pair of earplugs.
Yeah.
Washington Heights is the party zone, huh?
Well, it's heavily Dominican, and
Oh yeah,
people,
that's the party zone.
yeah, say no more.
Yeah,
So
no more.
So you're hearing dun 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 dun. So you're hearing like whatever like Spanish music at all friggin' hours of the night. And I mean you hear all sorts of music at all hours of the night around me, but at least it's in English.
Listen, I have Dominicans that live behind me. They live next to 2 empty lots. Like there's 2 empty lots next to their house, but one on each side.
Oh Lord, I could see where this is going already.
So remember when I told you the fireworks was going off to like 7 in the morning?
That was the Dominicans.
Right in my backyard on the other side of the fence. Music. I mean, they played their music for a week straight. A week straight, they was just blasting the music, 24 hours. I thought the DJ might have died over there or something.
What, you thought he died and just left his thing spinning?
Just his equipment was still running.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
But yeah, so just to say, I know exactly what type of level of noise you're talking about.
Well, and I mean, around, like, it's the same way around my neighborhood, but because my neighborhood is more of a black neighborhood than a Dominican neighborhood, at least the music's in English.
Ah, okay. So you get a lot of Pop Smoke.
Yeah, we got a lot of that. Other stuff.
I think in my backyard, it's been like Mexican folks having parties. They got a pool. They got a pool back there. They definitely had a mic back there.
And the mariachi band.
Yeah, maybe not a live band, but definitely some mariachi music.
They definitely got them up.
building.
They keep mics.
Yeah. Yep. Got a mic. Someone in my building is doing stuff like, first it was a book exchange. Now it's like a clothing exchange. I'm like, I don't know if this is the climate for all that.
I don't know that you should be exchanging anything right now.
Yeah.
Except maybe Zoom links.
Yeah. I know this is like a well-intentioned white person, I'm pretty sure, doing this. Pretty sure I know who it is.
Yeah, it's not the climate for clothing exchange.
Yeah. And even books, I'm like, I think about how I've been treating my books, and I'm like, you know, I take my books to the bathroom with me.
Yeah, right.
It's not to say, like, you know, once I separate everything, if you know what I mean. There's no cross-contamination. But it's still, I still don't like the idea of, like, then giving that book to someone else. It's not the climate for any of that. It just isn't. No, I got that book from someone who was, like, giving away books, like, on the front step. It's probably the same person who's now doing the book exchange.
But still, like, it's like why are people exchanging things right now?
Yeah, I don't want to hear the word exchange right now. And like exchanging clothing, it's just like there's no monitoring of like what people are giving you, how they're treating it.
Well,
not a good idea.
I want to see how some of these movies is going to look now.
On top of it, it's like, you know, it's like, what are we doing here, people? It's a global pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean? The movie's like, what do they got to shoot them? They got to shoot at least 6 feet away?
Yeah, in some cases, they're going to have to.
And people have to the actors got to stand 6 feet away from each other?
Yeah, what is that going to look like? Like, because that's going to definitely change the perception of how movies look.
I was reading somewhere that they were using like mannequins to that they were filming people's dialogue separately, I guess, in some cases, and using mannequins to stand in for the other actor.
That's gonna be off the
hook. Then CGIing them.
Oh, that's gonna be off the hook. I don't know. That's gonna be rough.
That's gonna look horrible.
I mean, I feel like indie movies might have, you know, I don't know.
CGI is cool, but you can tell when it's CGI.
A lot of the times you can. Some people know how to do it kind of smoothly. Some people know how to do it smooth enough where it's harder to tell. But
I mean, I read somewhere that the soap operas were doing using like blow up dolls for sex scenes.
Yeah, that's rough.
They can get COVID too.
What, the blow up dolls?
Yep. Yep.
Not if you sanitize them.
Yeah, so I mean, So they're still doing movies, huh? And they're really adhering to the 6 feet
Well,
separation thing.
I read the other day that the Impractical Jokers are filming again. I'm like, what kind of pranks could they play on people in the street in New York when you're supposed to socially distance? Like, how is this gonna work, people?
Yeah,
That's gonna be hard for them.
I see some people. There's this guy I follow on Facebook who's a funny comedian. He's like a kind of like an independent comedian. He definitely was not. His page is called Funny Marco. He definitely was not distancing the way he was supposed to be. I kind of wonder.
See,
You know.
what I really want to see is like, you know, a show of like the Practical Jokers Zoom bombing focus groups on Zoom.
Oh, that would be funny. That would be funny.
Who's your favorite practical joker?
Probably Sal.
Sal? I like Murph.
Oh yeah. Well, he's
Like I know which one that is. Is he like the goofy, like the goofiest one? Like
He's like the smallest one.
he's the
I think I
skinny
know what
one.
that is.
The skinny
All right,
one.
I'll be back.
The one they always make fun of.
Yeah, the one they always picking up. He's hilarious.
Because they were picking on him the whole time, and in the movie kind of like made light of the fact that he was the one they always be picking on.
Yeah.
But no, I like Sal. Q, I've actually seen like up close in real life briefly.
Who, Sal?
No, Q.
Oh, okay, Q.
No, Sal probably hasn't left his house in months. He's too germophobic for that.
Yeah, probably.
But I want them to like make up like random products and like hawk them on a Zoom for the
That'd be
show.
nice.
I think that'd be hilarious. Or like they could do the one where they're calling out the random names in a waiting room.
Oh, yeah.
Like that works for the social distancing. Like they could be behind a partition.
Yeah, they get social distance with that one.
They come up with some good names though for that one too.
All those ones where they walk up to people in the mall, nah.
Yeah, they're not going to be able. I don't know what. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know what they're filming because they're not going to be able.
Yeah, because
To
those
walk
was
up-
like some of the funniest moments.
The mall is closed, actually. So
Yeah.
how are you going to walk up to people in the mall when the mall is closed?
Yeah.
Or the ones where like they would have some guy in the crew like come and throw water in their faces, random, and just be like, "Did I deserve that?" No, like I don't. Movies are gonna look interesting, huh?
Like everything I'm seeing is they're doing a lot of it's a lot of voiceover work right now.
Yeah, I would imagine like a
A
lot
lot of
of
work from home and voiceover work.
a lot of it's like I would think you could probably still produce like animated shows, like something like The Simpsons. Because
Right.
people could do the animating and record their voices from home.
Right.
It's just like the live action stuff, and even like I find myself watching like live action stuff on TV that was filmed like before, and I find myself mentally saying they're not social distancing.
You're right.
They're not setting a good example. Oh wait, they don't need to be social distancing. Never mind, this was before. Is this the cake you ordered?
That's your Uber cake?
You can't hear you?
Oh, no, you gotta say, hold on. That's your Uber cake?
Yeah. But ice cream. But gotta freeze it. It's not hard enough.
Do I hear a customer service complaint coming on?
No, I just gotta freeze it. That's just part of the game.
Comes with the
With the
selection.
territory?
Yeah, comes with the territory.
Man, this is a low-key show.
Yeah. Cookies are hard though.
What's that?
I said the cookies hard.
Good to know.
Yeah. I just need to switch it. Like the ice cream.
What, the
harder
cookie
and the
needs to
cookie
be
softer.
soft and the cake needs to be hard?
It's not a cake, it's ice cream.
So the ice cream needs to be hard and the cookie needs to be soft?
Yeah.
Now I think I got it.
Yep. Anybody I should be watching out for in the music world? Either of you? In the hip hop world specifically?
No one you don't already know, I don't think.
Yeah, pretty much everybody you already know.
Saw they came out with another freshman 14 or freshman 12 or whatever they call it.
Oh, for Double XL?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention though.
I know the boy from here turned it down.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Benny was supposed to be in there.
Benny the Butcher?
Yeah, but Jay-Z told him to turn it down.
Wait, you mean back in the day?
No, this was like this year or last year.
Oh, I feel like they've already been. Oh, I guess not to the mainstream.
Not to the mainstream.
Yeah, I was about to say they've already.
I was about
to say they've already been around for a little bit.
Yeah, but it ain't been mainstream yet.
And maybe Benny hasn't. Has Benny put out albums yet?
Listen, he is the only artist I know or have ever seen in the history of rap that has put out. He's got at least 28 projects out right now.
What?
Yeah.
Is he part of that whole like Griselda Records collective?
He is.
Like West Side Gun and Conway and all them?
And when you say 28 projects, you mean like singles and?
No, like albums.
What? That's insane.
He just did one with Don Cannon.
Okay. Oh, like a mixtape.
Yep, he just did. No, it's an album, but he bought Don Cannon back in Gangsta Grills to do the song.
Oh, okay.
You know, back in the day, to have a Gangsta Grills joint was like the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's their whole thing. Their whole thing is that they're nostalgic.
Right. Okay, so when you say 28 albums, you're including mixtapes.
Yeah,
projects.
including mixtapes. Yeah, including mixtapes.
Okay. And how long has he been out?
The Griselda thing only been 3 years.
Yeah. About to say,
but he was doing him before that.
Okay.
But they all knew they cousins, so they knew each other. They just wasn't working together at that time.
Okay. And somebody had the great idea to join forces.
West Side Gun got the deal, and with Eminem,
and then for everybody else.
Put everybody like, come on, let's go.
Speaking of Eminem, it's kind of out there for me is like, I'm just gonna keep it real. D12 was just never all that.
No, they weren't.
I know those were his boys, but
I was about to say they was his boys though.
yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't as talented as he was.
Well, I mean that goes without saying. That's not really. I mean, no one's gonna be as talented as Eminem, but they weren't even close. Like they just weren't even close. Even though Proof, don't get me wrong, Proof was dope, but he came out with that whack Searching for Jerry Garcia album, and like I just don't understand. Like they ended up being people who are dope when you see them like freestyling and you see them in their element, but by the time it comes to the record, I don't know what happens.
They
It's
can't
like
make out. Right.
the records are too silly. The records for people who were a little bit more serious and, you know, were kind of involved in neighborhoods and stuff, their stuff just came off too silly.
Yeah, Proof was a dope freestyler, but making albums,
Exactly.
it wasn't clicking for him.
Exactly. But then you had the Outsiders. Now the Outsiders were dope. Like, I guess that wasn't really his crew though. I guess that was more. I don't know. What was that story? How did M link up with the Outsiders?
That's
a good question.
I think they were their own group. They were their own entity, and that might have been label orchestrated.
Okay, because he sounded great with them.
He did.
Were him and Rod Digger involved at the same time, right?
Rod Digger was her baby daddy is one of the Outsiders.
Okay, but she was in it too, though, right?
But she was in the group, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that would have been interesting if he had done.
And then when she went, then Buster pricked her up in Flip Mode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they was trying to bring the Outsiders in too, but the deal just didn't work out.
Oh, Flip Mode was trying to acquire the Outsiders?
Yeah, they was trying to get the Outsiders, but the deal just didn't work out.
Pace One, Z. I'm surprised I still remember their names. I never really heard a lot of stuff from them, but I just remember
it was all right.
They were on Eminem. They were at least. I'm not going to say they were as dope as him, but they were at least on his level.
Yeah, they could definitely do a track with it.
Yeah, they weren't like D12. They were on his level.
I always felt like D12 was just, you know, you got to go back and bring your boys on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
And a lot of them might not rap.
Too.
They might not rap, but they're gonna do the job just to, you know what I mean?
Right.
To fulfill the what you're doing.
Right. And some of them, yeah, I get it. They're your boys. I kind of have this joke, like, take the worst rapper in the group, and that's like the goon. That's like the muscle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's in there because, you know, if shit goes down, he's about it.
So who would that be for the Wu-Tang Clan? Because they're all talented.
No, but that's different.
That was Ghost and Ray.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, like, of any of them, that was Ghost and Ray.
Well,
didn't
you guys
hate each other at first?
Yeah, they were shooting at each
Ghost
other.
and they used to shoot at each other. Yeah. Yeah. They were from opposing neighborhoods. And there is a kind of masterminded putting the best people from, you know, Staten Island together and kind of brokerage like a peace treaty. And they were like, all right, well, we can make money off of it. We can make careers off of it, sure. Stop shooting at each other.
Because it was a genius for that.
Well, I remember, like, the way it was portrayed in the Hulu series was, like, it started basically by, like, the character who would become Raekwon shooting at Ghostface.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
who
then,
knows
like,
how much they stuck to true history with that,
But it's like, it's like what they were portraying was like, you know, those two were like opposing neighborhoods, but like RZA and Method Man both were kind of like The go-betweens.
And so the way that Raekwon explained it before was that Ghostface was a thief and Raekwon hates thieves. But more recently, he explained it more. The reason that Ghostface used to wear that covering on his face wasn't just because
He wore
was
masks before masks were cool.
Yeah, he wasn't just doing it because he was on the run from the law. He was doing it because he was a stick-up kid. And when they were doing their shows, you know, he didn't want to like get into beef and stuff, so he kind of covered his face.
So people wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Well, and that's where the Ghostface name comes from, probably.
Well, that in the movies they watched, that was like one of the characters. It was a Ghostface killer.
Who probably also covered their head.
Yeah. And then U-God was also, if not the muscle, definitely some of the money behind him, because he was like the biggest hustler of the crew. He was like the flyest, like getting money dude. He's gonna be in season 2.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Because although who knows when season 2 will come out now, because they were supposed to be filming it right before COVID started.
Right.
And that's right when I was catching up on season 1, and I felt like season 1 was like basically ending on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, do we have to be doing this? Does COVID have to happen now?
Right.
But you ruined my cliffhanger, people. Come on.
Well, they are going ahead with some of the other stuff they can still do, like the writing and like some of the stuff they can do besides the actual filming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the voiceover era right now.
So you know what I'm trying to, you know what I really legitimately wonder? Like,
What's that?
if there's going to come a point in time, like depending on how long it takes to get a vaccine for this thing, is if there's going to come a point in time, like if it takes too long to get a vaccine ready, where people are just going to be like, fuck it, you know what I mean?
Shit, I think they're doing it already.
I mean, truthfully, I kind of feel like that. I kind of feel like, you know, forget about it. Like, I'm kind of sick of it, but I don't like unnecessarily dealing with people, so I don't go out anyways.
I wonder if there's going to be a drop in the population.
What, because of people moving or because of people dying from COVID?
People not getting it on as much.
Well, it depends though, because like people who are
If you already have a situation, it is
yeah,
what it is, I guess.
people who were quarantined together, like
Yeah.
they could be making what the heck else are they gonna have to do? That's why there's so many babies, like
COVID babies.
that's why there's so many babies in a normal year born in October and November, because it's snowing in January and February. What the hell else are these people gonna have to do?
Very true.
Like, I'm convinced that like tons of people have fall birthdays because their 9 months earlier was winter and their parents had nothing else better to do.
That's true, but imagine all the people who aren't meeting each other now, who aren't in a situation already.
Who aren't already in an entanglement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then, or there's the people who are just like, you know, who do have the means ostensibly to make children, but just are being like, oh, hell no, not with that, not with what's going on out there.
Right.
Like, I think I do see what you're saying about the population drop, because I feel like that, like, I'm definitely in that category where I just open a newspaper and go like, oh, hell no, not today.
Right.
Like, not doing this.
So who remembers what's happened so far this year? What's like everything that's happened this year?
Kobe Bryant died.
Okay.
Was in January.
At one point, we thought we were going to have World War III.
The impeachment.
In Korea.
The impeachment.
Definitely thought North Korea war was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. The fires,
45
right?
started shit with the fires in Australia. 45 started shit with Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So there was all that. Pop Smoke got
The
killed.
most signing of executive orders by a president in history.
What, this year?
Happened this year.
That's interesting.
Like, then there's the murder hornets.
Oh, those turned out not to be true, though, I thought.
Oh,
That was
really?
kind of
Were
a
those a
hoax.
hoax?
Yeah, just nothing happened.
They couldn't get the Hornets to work with the plan.
The plan?
They couldn't get the Hornets to work with the plan. It was too rebellious.
Oh, the plan.
They couldn't go with the plan. They didn't want to. They wasn't really for the pandemic. They just wanted to sting people and be Hornets.
The Hornets weren't following the directions.
They weren't following the directions, so they had to get rid of them.
You know, Kanye West has been having almost daily chats with Jared Kushner.
I'm telling you, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. Like, I was reading an article where, like, a lot of people are very convinced that he's, like, explicitly trying to pull black votes away from Biden.
Yeah.
I read that too.
Well, I think he actually said that out of his own mouth.
And I think that's one of those things where I'm like, oh God, please don't let people fall for it.
They say Nick Cannon reportedly plans to sue Viacom, CBS, for $1.5 billion after they fired him for whiling out.
He's suing him for $4.5 billion?
No, 1.5.
Or $1.5 billion?
That's what we're doing now. We're suing people because we got canceled.
Well,
they did refuse to give him the rights to his show. So that's probably why he's suing.
Maybe he's suing for the rights because he created Wild and Out.
yeah.
That's what that's about. That's funny because me and my brother was just arguing earlier if he was a billionaire or not. If he was worth $1 billion or not.
Nick Cannon?
Yeah. And I was saying he's worth $1 billion.
I don't think not on his own. He might have been when he was married to Mariah Carey. But
his net worth is only 30 million, 32 million or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying he's worth $1 billion. As far as his media and print.
I mean, I remember reading somewhere that like Jay-Z and Dr. Dre at this point were like the only black billionaires, supposedly.
Dr. Dre's not a billionaire. He's close.
He's still about 100,000 off.
But Jay-Z is a billionaire, I'm pretty sure.
Jay-Z's definitely a billionaire.
Jay-Z's very close. Is he a billionaire?
No, he's
a billionaire.
everybody, I know everybody likes to claim it, especially your boy
Cross that threshold.
Kanye.
Kanye is a billionaire.
Not according to Forbes.
Yeah, I think Jay-Z might be the only legit black
They don't say
billionaire.
Kanye. It say Kanye not a billionaire.
Only according to him, not according to Forbes.
Okay, only according to him. I was about to say, I could have sworn he just said he was worth $1 billion not too long ago.
Yeah, he says a lot of stuff.
He says a lot of stuff that's not true. Now, if Kanye West told you to jump off a cliff, would you do that too?
Now, there's a difference between listening to what someone says,
And actually
Like-
jumping off a cliff.
claims, and following what they do.
He definitely has the #1 selling shoe in the market.
Right.
Which I don't understand because I don't even like Yeezys.
He took a shoe and put a high price tag on it.
Yeah, and well, the shoes cost a lot of money, and I don't know. The designs don't do it for me. I'm like such an addict to like Jordans.
It's just a label.
Exactly, you're paying for the label.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, so it's Jay-Z. Only one of only a handful of entertainers to become a billionaire, and the first hip hop artist to do so.
Who's this, Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. Dre was worth $770 million in 2018. People got excited because Beats by Dre sold for $3 billion, and so they thought that netted Dre like $1 billion or something, which it
Yeah,
didn't.
that was a partner deal.
Yeah.
It was like 4 other people in that deal. They probably got the $1 billion.
Who?
No, it was 4 other people in that Beats deal.
Oh, you said they probably got the billion?
They probably got $1 billion, but he ain't get $1 billion.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
He just sold his name.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Liquor is netting him a lot. Most of these guys, like Diddy, a lot of his money's from liquor.
From
Jay-Z,
Ciroc.
a lot of his money's from liquor.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Douce, right? Jay-Z's got Douce.
Do
I
say the
think.
best cognac on
Sounds
the market, man. Oh my gosh, that stuff is the best stuff.
I feel like I only had it once. It's that good, huh? That much better than Hennessy? Hello?
Coolest cognac I've ever had.
The coolest? Oh, you were gone for like a minute.
Oh no, I said it made Henny taste like gasoline. Do say the smoothest.
Okay.
It's the smoothest cognac I ever had.
Somebody else has an interesting cognac, and it's like pink. They were on a hip hop show
Pink?
recently. It's one of the it looks good. Who was it?
You seen that?
Yeah, somebody like, oh man, who was that with the pink? Somebody big. Somebody that was on Drink Champs recently.
I ain't
I
caught
like
drink champs in a minute.
Not like 50 Cent or something, is it?
No, it definitely wasn't 50.
Yeah, beats me.
Hold on one second. I go put this food back up.
Okay. Oh yes, it's called Elite Cognac. and it's got this twisted bottle shape. Hey, who is this? Damn, that looks like it's been around for. I'm trying to say that's been around for a while, like since 2014, 2015.
That is a while. It doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Yeah. Premise. Oh yeah, it's called Premise. So who owns Premise now? Oh, Waka Flocka.
Oh, Waka Flocka.
Yeah, he owns Premise. So that's gonna. His worth is gonna skyrocket. These people are making lots of money off of these liquors, and he claims, unlike all the other liquors out there, this is all him. It's all like, it's not a partnership. It's not like anything else. He claims it's all black owned and that they own all of it.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah, it's kind of true though that a lot of the rappers make money from alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what am I doing? I'm double tapping on a post on Facebook to try to like it. It only works on Instagram.
On Instagram, right? Yeah.
I can't keep my social network straight. I'm like the kid who keeps trying to zoom in on the pages of a paper book. Trying to double tap on a Facebook photo.
Hey, so the rapper I was thinking about was Waka Flocka. And Premise is the name of the pink cognac.
Primus?
Premise.
Premise.
And it's got this twisted bottle. According to Waka, it's the only all black owned liquor company. No joint venture, no nothing. Everything from the plant to who makes it, everything is 100% black owned.
Oh, I gotta try that.
Yeah, I think he'll make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah, you probably will make a lot of money off that. Anything else exciting?
Anything else?
Let's see. I got something there. Oh, no.
Wait a minute. Okay, this is. Now this is saying that Kanye is. Now this is saying, according to Forbes, that Kanye is a billionaire.
Yeah, I thought that they were saying
Maybe he just recently became one.
Forbes now says that the rapper and fashion designer is worth $1.3 billion, mostly because of his sole ownership of his brand Yeezy. West reportedly claims that he's worth 3.3. Forbes says 1.3.
Always exaggerating.
Yeah, so maybe he crept up. So maybe by the last time I was looking at it, he wasn't. Now maybe he's. Oh, it's funny. Forbes says yes begrudgingly. That's interesting.
Begrudgingly?
Well, it says Kanye West has been insisting he's a billionaire for years. Forbes finally agreed with him. And this is dated April 24th of this year.
Interesting.
And that Friday, they had finally declared Kanye West a billionaire. Well, that's congratulations, man. That's, you know, he's up there with the big boys now. He's got to be probably the most eccentric billionaire on the planet now.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's funny, he's been campaigning to be added to their annual billionaires list for years, even once accusing the magazine of omitting him because of his race.
But they didn't omit Oprah.
Well, Oprah is bigger than race.
Were you saying Oprah is Oprah?
Yeah. But yeah, you know, they admitted Jay-Z, right? West has complained about not being included on billionaire lists in the past, including during an appearance at the New York Times Dealbook Conference.
Interesting.
That's interesting. So Bloomberg, which seemingly reviewed the same documents provided to Forbes, acknowledged that West's accountant provided documents showing that he has more than $3 billion worth of assets, but stopped short of explicitly calling West a billionaire. That does sound like some hater type shit.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
You have $3 billion worth of assets, but you, sir, are no billionaire. Okay, so Bloomberg goes on to write that Bank of America's valuation of Yeezy may no longer be accurate as it was calculated in 2019 before the coronavirus pandemic took hold in the United States. The crisis sank U.S. apparel, accessories, and footwear sales 79% lower in April than they were during the same time in 2019, Bloomberg reported. Bloomberg estimates that Yeezy may be faring above average, however, as it has no retail stores and relies on Adidas for logistics.
Interesting.
Oh, so here's it's kind of interesting that the $3 billion, I don't know if Kanye just doesn't understand or if he's fudging the numbers, but according to Forbes, Kanye's got a $1.26 billion stake in the athletic wear brand Yeezy, which Bank of America valued at $3 billion last year. So the $3 billion that he's quoting is like the entire company, but you know, 1.26 of that is his.
Interesting.
And then he's got 17 million in cash, 35 million in stocks, 21 million in real estate, you know, 3.8 million in vehicles. He's got almost $300,000 worth of livestock.
Livestock?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that big farm there where he was at in where he just came from.
Oh, where he does does his albums?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know if they had livestock over there. I didn't know it was a farm.
$300,000 worth of cows. That's exciting.
That's what Benny was saying. He was like, yo, I was out there. He said, but it wasn't like you would think it would be. He said it was like they was doing business out there. Like they was, you know what I mean? It was like, he said it wasn't like he said you would think I would have recorded while I was out there.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I talked about it, but they was doing business. It was like a business situation out there. It wasn't no type of atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
He said it's farm animals and stuff, like, so you got livestock.
And then he's got $53 million in debt.
Which he probably ain't worried about because he got the cash to pay it.
Well, he doesn't have the cash to pay it, but yeah, he's got assets.
He can
to
liquidate
pay
it.
Yeah. He'd have to liquidate. He'd have to liquidate pretty much, all of his stocks, and then give up all the cash he has on hand.
I wonder if his stock is in Yeezy.
That's a
Probably.
good question. Or he'd probably give up half of his cash, half of the real estate, portion of the stocks.
Interesting.
Yep. Very interesting. Oh man, always good for a quote. You know what you're doing. The hip hop artist turned footwear mogul wrote, according to Forbes. You're toying with me, and I'm not finna lie down and take it anymore in Jesus' name.
That
Well,
had to be Kanye.
Yep.
Maybe it's good that he found Jesus because he sure needs him.
Well, he's he's making music in Jesus' name. That's for sure.
I tell you what, his church sessions was successful.
Yeah, well, people have different takes on that. Some people find it successful in like raising money, but they don't feel that it's, I don't know. Some people feel like they were taken for a ride by him. And other people are like, listen, whatever you say about what he's doing, the guy seems very sincere. And the music to me is beautiful. He's come out with some beautiful music. I think whatever he's doing, I think he's sincere. I don't think that's the issue.
I'll tell you what, this though, him running for president, he is the only politician that was openly verbal about pro-choice and religion.
Who?
Kanye.
Wait, he's pro-choice?
No, just about that issue in general.
Just about the issue in general. That's why he wound up sharing a story about him and Kim.
Oh, right.
That's what that came out of. That came out of him talking about that position, that stance on that.
Oh, yes. And then, what'd you say, and religion?
And religion.
Yeah, well, he could get a lot of people. I mean, the religious rights probably, they could eat that up.
But a lot of them are racist too.
Yeah, but a lot of them are also opportunists.
I was about to say they probably opportunists. They can get their point and they'll ride with him.
I mean, that's like saying, okay, they're racist, but Herman Cain, ran, Ben Carson ran. I mean, they'll run their people and they'll prop up their Candace Owens, and they know what they're doing.
I mean, I feel like people out in the country would probably still go for Trump than Kanye, but that's just me.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's meant to take votes away from Biden, not Trump. But that's an interesting. That's interesting because my theory was he could inadvertently be taking votes away from Trump, right? Because most people know that he's a pro-Trump guy. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't really. I guess at the end of the day, you just have to remember.
Well, they're counting on the people who don't stay informed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was. Yep, that's what I was going to get at. At the end of the day.
I mean, the people who don't stay informed are probably the ones who voted for Trump too, though. So.
Yeah.
And then they're they're really targeting his demographic,
Whose demographic?
Yeezy's demographic,
Okay.
his music demographic.
Okay. Right.
I mean, when you look at it, that's, that's America's future.
Right.
So if people vote for him based off of being a fan of his music, he might take some voters away from Trump.
Wait, based on being a fan of his music?
Of his music. Just of his persona, just him being him.
Well, you think Trump voters
I would think that would take more away
easy?
from Biden.
Yeah, I think
I mean,
Biden,
not Trump, from Biden.
Oh, for Biden, okay. Yeah.
Because most of his demographic that listens to his music is young.
Yeah.
And people generally, like, I feel like the majority of Trump voters came from people over 50.
Yeah, he's got all older people.
Well, they're all going to die eventually. That's a good question, though. I wonder, like, how if this right wing can survive, like, the baby boomers dying off.
Yeah, I got another great quote from Kanye. When I did Forbes, I showed them an $890 million receipt, and they still didn't say billionaire. He said at an event in New York, when people say it's crass to call yourself a billionaire, I say I might legally change my name to Christian Genius Billionaire Kanye West for a year until y'all understand exactly what it is. He's hilarious. Funny guy.
That's a special guy.
Yeah.
Special, all right.
And you know what? I don't know if you remember, Mike, but before he even signed a record deal, remember my cousin that was rapping with Social Def?
Who was that?
Son in New York.
Son in New York?
Yeah, Son NY. He's
Son.
from Rochester.
Okay.
He was doing a show at Icon. Remember Icon?
Sounds familiar. Was that downtown?
It was downtown, right?
Okay.
Kanye West was there.
Okay.
I got to talk to him.
Oh, yeah?
Bro, he was weird then.
Oh, was he? When was this?
How long ago was this?
This had to be like, he didn't even do the College Dropout album yet.
Okay, so we're talking
Like 2005, 2006-ish, maybe?
It might have been 2003.
Oh, okay. I was still in Buffalo.
Yeah, you were still here. I thought you was there. That's why I said you might remember this.
Oh, okay.
I thought you was at the show. We went to the show. I thought you were there.
Oh,
I know
okay.
Dwayne was there.
Okay.
But he was weird then. And I always forget about meeting him back then because his celebrity's gotten so big since then.
Right.
He was weird then.
And we're talking,
I don't know if it's
like
because he was,
years ago?
just still filling out the atmosphere, or he ain't, but he wasn't talkative or nothing. Like, he was just weird.
Wait, by then had, what year did the Blueprint come out?
2001.
Oh, okay. So by then he was already starting to buzz.
He was starting to buzz, yeah, but he wasn't
He
in
wasn't
the
big
forefront.
yet. And he wasn't even rapping. He wasn't really rapping all like that.
He wasn't rapping. He was just making beats.
Right. Yep.
The Blueprint's original release date was supposed to be 9/11.
Oh, yep. So was what's those guys? They got that political hip hop.
Dead Press.
No, not Dead Prez. Just
Not
like
Public
them.
Enemy.
No. Who were those guys that were supposed to have 9/11 release. They're like real political. They had an album called like World Party or something.
World Party. That sounds familiar, World Party.
Ask Siri.
Five albums released on September 11th. Glitter, referred to as the worst album of Mariah Carey's career. Fear, Love, and War, Killer Army, Halfway Tree, Damien Jr., Ghetto, Fabulous, The Blueprint, Jay-Z. Oh, I guess these guys weren't big enough for them to...
They weren't important enough to be on that list.
Damn it, one of them has like a big afro. They're real like political. The Coup. I think it's called Coup.
The Coup. Yeah, the Coup.
Yeah, they their album was released on 9/11.
Yo, I forgot about the Coup, man.
Yeah. They're still doing stuff like one
And
of them's got like a podcast or something. And they're still doing political. They're still mad like political.
They are?
Mm-hmm. Or at least one of them.
They still got the girl DJ, right?
Party Music. I don't know. I just remember the dude with the afro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Party Music was the album they had. Oh, man, it gets even deeper. Because do you remember their album cover had their album cover had an exploded twin, what do you call those? Twin towers. I think they had to pull their album cover. Their album cover is crazy. This came out on 9/11. You can't
What, it was supposed to have the Twin Towers?
Yeah, it's got the Twin Towers exploded.
That's creepy.
It's very creepy. 2011, 9/11. Oh, man. 20 band album covers.
Oh, shoot.
You see that?
Get up.
I wonder what they said about that. I feel like they got pulled into an office and had to talk to somebody about that.
I mean, they song
They
titles.
had to talk to the manager.
Yeah.
They song titles in the album was 5 Million Ways to Kill a CEO. Wear Clean Draws. Ghetto Manifesto. Get Up, Tight, Ride the Fence, Now-a-Laters, Pork and Beef, Heaven Tonight, Thought About It Too, and Lazy Motherfucker. Yeah, they was heavy.
Oh, wait, the release date. So it looks like they ended up releasing it on November 6th. And so they changed it to a fiery cocktail glass.
Interesting.
Yeah. Looking at all the band covers, a lot of them have naked people on the cover, including a Jimi Hendrix joint.
Yeah, that cover's crazy.
What, the Jimi Hendrix joint?
No, the Coupe joint. I'm still looking at the Coupe cover.
Okay.
And they got the towers exactly where they got hit at too.
Yeah, that's something else.
Does whoever designed that cover write for The Simpsons too?
You know, The Simpsons gets props and whatever, and like I'll give props to The Simpsons, but their stuff was like 5 and 8 and 9. years like off from like when the shit actually ended up happening. I mean, it's cool. Like, it's cool. I get it, but it's like that stuff is way overblown with The Simpsons. Like their predictive nature. You know, I mean, I guess, predicting Trump as president, I guess that one, I guess, still stands because it happened. But yes,
they did predict a strange disease coming from Asia at the same time as having killer bees. So
at the same time as killer bees.
yes,
Yeah, but the killer bees never happened. It was a hoax.
but we thought the killer bees happened.
Yeah, well, did we think the killer bees happened because too many people were watching The Simpsons? Maybe that's where the hoax came from. I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't get props for a hoax. That's just, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of true that, like, I don't know. I feel like that some of the things the Simpsons came up with too were like things that were inevitably going to exist eventually, anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
yeah,
the smartwatch, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, people just give it a little bit too much credit. I mean, I get it. It's a cool thing to think about, but you know.
I mean, I think it's a joke more than anything else, but
Well, yeah, people get excited over it.
My bad, y'all. But this is really bugging me out.
What's that?
This Coop album cover. Do you know that the Washington Post wrote them as the best rap album of the year?
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you mean
over the blueprint?
Wait, you mean this particular album?
That particular album with the Twin Towers blowing up.
Wow. Well, I mean, they did switch the cover.
Yeah, they switched it to the glass with the drinking or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was like liquor or something. Nah, but the one with the towers blowing up. The Washington Post decided mild loving hip hop group The Coop put out the best rap album of the year. And it says, I wonder, was it the anti-capitalist lyrics they loved or the original cover art?
Oh, wow. Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That is. Do you remember where they were from?
I want to say DC.
Yeah, I was going to say somewhere getting a little bit down. Yeah, I was going to say getting a little bit down south.
Then they had another album called Still This Album.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to revisit some of their music.
Oh, it looks like a few people had. System of a Down had Steal This Album too.
Oh, they had that as an album title too?
Yeah, they did.
That's it. That's the one that comes up.
That's the one that I know.
Oh, okay. Number two. I wonder who had it first.
Well, who's on first?
Yeah. Boots Riley. He's the one that's.
Yeah, he was the head rapper.
Yeah. Yeah, this says the Coops Steal This Album was rap's great socialist moment. The Ringer.
Oh, wow.
Then they had one called Kill My Landlord. Jesus.
Yeah, they weren't playing. So Steal This Album came out in 1998. Oh, that was a double album?
Oh, man. It's getting late.
And you have no idea. We did a lot of these until like 2 in the morning, especially your man Raul is on the West Coast. He doesn't feel it.
Well, yeah, that's the 2 in the morning. Like, yeah, that's only 11 on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Well, You know I don't have a problem going until 2 on Friday.
Right. You got to work tomorrow?
No, I don't, actually. I'm just really tired.
Oh, okay. Also, yeah, System of a Down took that album title in 2002.
Well, I guess they figured they ain't getting no Grammy, so we might as well take their head back. Oh, Jesus, pick up a bigger weapon? Yeah, they was on something different.
Well, wait a minute. They had an album called Steal This Double album.
Well, then someone had to have a Steal This Triple album or Steal This Quadruple album.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, 98 was Steal This album, and then at some point, I don't get it. Oh, no, I don't get it. Then they have Steal This Double album.
That must have been part 2.
Yeah. Oh, they re-released Steal This album with an additional disc of live material. That's Steal This Double album. Did they say they're Oakland's finest? They're from Oakland?
Oakland, okay, yeah, that's where they from. Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland has that fiery energy to it. Some of the finest activists are from Oakland. I had the wonderful opportunity.
It's one of the only places I like in California.
Yeah, I finally got to check out Oakland, and it was a good time. Very good time. Lots of cool people, cool vibes. Good things going on.
Oh man, I think I better get off before I end up doing an Irish goodbye.
Okay, you going to sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys
Cool.
could stay on though if you want.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us use the Zoom.
Yeah, just don't leave a mess.
Sure.
Clean up when you're done.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Good night.
What's up with you, Katie? What are you up to nowadays?
Shit, just raising the kids.
Yep. What are the ages again?
3, 14, 20, and 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got some ages I feel like similar to Vash's age spread. I feel like Vash's is very similar. He definitely had a 21, and he definitely had like a 3-year-old.
Yep. I started over again when I was about 42. I said, you know what? I want to do this again.
Okay. Word.
I really didn't say that, but
That's how it happened.
yeah. But he's a great guy, though.
Yeah. They keep you young like that? Like they keep you running after him and stuff?
Yes, he do.
You got how are your knees taking that? You stretching stuff?
Yeah, they good right now, but the thing I worry about, Mike, is that I'm gonna be 60 with an 18-year-old.
Mm. Right.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
18-year-old boy.
Right. Well,
So
have the talks young, you know what I mean? Because you know how fast
trying to get them in now.
Yeah, you know how fast they grow up. Might as well, however young you think you need to have it, have the talk even younger. So you don't end up a grandfather before you want to.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, you have older ones, so you might already be a grandfather by then.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. My oldest she might have a kid. She's boy crazy, so she might have a kid.
Yeah. Your oldest one's 21?
Yeah. Yep. My daughter. And then my son that's 20, he got a little girlfriend right now, so she be flying down here to see him.
From where?
From the city. She be coming from the city.
Okay.
I think she live in the Bronx.
Okay.
Yeah, she's from the Bronx. And they met in college season. You know. I just hope he's being responsible. He don't get that girl pregnant.
Right. Man, this is some year, man. This is some year.
Man, this
They
year
got
been crazy.
cooped up in the crib.
Man, this year been crazy. And when we first got locked down, I was resisting. I was still going out.
Yeah, I mean, when it first happened, like before the first lockdown, I had gone out to the bar one more time, and I felt a little shady doing it. And I had gone to someone's practice space to do some jamming, like this talented guitar player. Stuff wasn't technically locked down, but I knew I probably shouldn't have been out and about, and those were the last two times. And then it became official, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going out anymore.
Yeah, I really ain't take it serious until they when they issued the mandatory mask.
Yeah.
Once they went mandatory mask, that's when I started. Okay.
26 major events that happened this year. I feel like I know I probably forgot a lot of these. Okay, so yeah,
things happen.
impeachment, Kobe Bryant,
George Floyd.
Oh yeah, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery. And then, yeah, Australia, we already mentioned that. Yeah, those pictures were crazy, man. Like, it was hard to think that those were real. Like, when you looked at the koalas, how they were just, like, looking all crazy. Those pictures were, like, crazy pictures.
You're talking about Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then the Iran thing, you guys mentioned that. Wow, it was just like, wait, this was all like back to back. This was like, man, this was like, stuff started happening back to back. So on the 2nd was the third state of emergency in Wales with the fires. And then on the 2nd was we killed the Iranian general. And then on the 7th, the coronavirus, which I'm trying to think, like at that point, oh, they were notified of the coronavirus, but we didn't know. On January 7th, we didn't actually know about that because I was like, well, I was gone like a little while after that in Ghana.
We shut down traveling though.
Oh, that early?
Yeah, he did it that early.
Oh, okay. Travel into the country, you mean?
Into the country, yeah.
Yeah, but see, I didn't have any problem coming back or anything. Oh, you mean just from certain?
Just from China.
From China. Oh, China. Right. Okay, it has January 8th, Prince Harry and Meghan stepping down from their duties. That's silly. I don't count that as a major one. Maybe some people do. I don't count that as one. Iran launches ballistic missiles at 2 military bases in Iraq, injuring soldiers. Yeah, that was going with the Iran thing. Ukrainian flight crashes in Tehran, Iran, killing all 176 passengers on board. I remember that.
I remember that happening.
That was out of here. And then January 11th, China reports its first corona death. Nobody was still taking it seriously. Impeachment begins January 16th. And January 20th, the first corona case in the U.S. I feel like that's around the time. Man, when did we come back from Ghana? It had to be somewhere in the middle of January, I think.
Like mid-January?
I think so. I think that's where we went. It's either mid-January or like early February. It must have been mid-January, though, I think. And then on the 26th, Kobe dies. And then China had gone on the lockdown on the 23rd of January. United Kingdom withdraws from the European Union. That's pretty big. Brexit. Iowa caucus is delayed.
Oh yeah, Brexit should have won in that first list.
Yeah. Trump is acquitted. February 5th. And then on February 11th, the WHO names the coronavirus disease COVID-19. Let me double check. Where did I go? Where was I?
And it's crazy because I don't know where and this might have just been somebody just saying it, but they were saying initially it was certificate of vaccination ID 19. I found that to be highly interesting. And this was before there was any talk about a vaccine.
Okay. That's supposedly what COVID is supposed to stand for?
Well, I guess that's what they were implying, that's what it stands for. And then for them to come out with the whole thing is about a vaccine is like, But that was like when we didn't know what it was. Like, that had to be like in early April. I think we're gonna get it right before the election too.
Think what? Oh, the vaccine?
Yep, things are gonna be ready right before the election.
So people will be happy with Trump?
Uh-huh.
And then it's going to come out that he held on to the vaccine. Some people would vote for him.
Some people will vote for him. You definitely got that to do.
Oh, wow. We came back February 20. Came back. Yeah, we came back like in the middle of February, in the middle to the end of February. So this still wasn't even like really, this wasn't really an issue till we came back. So it really wasn't like until like even after February, like you were saying, February, March was like when we really started knowing that it was serious.
March 13th.
Oh, okay.
That was the official day.
Okay. Official day when they declared a state of emergency, or when they started locking it down.
That was the official day they locked it down. It's cleared state of emergency, March 13th.
Okay.
That's crazy, man. It don't even seem like it's been that long.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've been locked down for months. (2019) and COVID.
Shoot, I'm probably about to turn in, Mike. I gotta get up in the morning.
All right. Good building with you.
Eggs, yeah. But shit, I'm gonna be on this week, Friday, tomorrow.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think we might try to look up Bruce Almighty, since you have to pay for Lean On Me. Me and Ish found that out.
Oh, you got to pay for it?
Yeah, it's not free anywhere online, and if you find it online, it doesn't tell you which characters are saying the words. And so Ish finally found out, after he kept Googling, the only place he could find it was on Amazon, and you had to pay for it.
Oh, that sucks.
So they're making money off of it, yeah. So I got my Morgan Freeman voice, so I want to use it. So we might try to do Bruce Almighty or something.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Brody.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, one.